Glory to God. It's going to be powerful tonight. It's going to be life changing. And when you come in, tell us exactly where you're coming in from, so that we can tell you exactly uh, where how we're going to get our information to you. Tonight is going to be a time of dreaming. We're going to inspire you. We're going to share with you some powerful truths that are going to just, I believe, radically change your life. And listen, our aim of this program is to inspire you to dream again. Listen, all of us have had to refocus, recalibrate. We've had to reset our lives. But I'm telling you, there's some exciting things that are happening in the atmosphere, and they're happening for you with programs like this will change your life forever. We are just so excited. Come on in. All right, when you come in, I want you to tell us that, let's make that declaration. I am a dreamer, and tell us where you're coming from, where you are watching from tonight. Listen, whether you're watching from America, United States of America, or from another country tonight, we are just excited about being able to bring this Dream Again broadcast to you every Sunday evening. Yes. Well, come on in. Good to have you, Keisha. All right, Tamil, God bless you. Come on in. And as you come in, just tell us where you are from. Will Edison, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, all right. It's going to be life changing tonight. We have the one and only Ben Tankard, and he is going to share some truths. They're going to bless your life. Good to have you tonight, Danielle, Cassandra. Come on in, everybody. All right, all right. It's your time and your turn to dream again. That's it. Type it. I'm a dreamer from Greenville, Texas. Come on in. Londi Love from Kansas City. Good to have you tonight. Listen, I want to ask you to do something for me. Will you share this page tonight? Will you share and like on Walt Taylor from Brooklyn, New York? Good to see you, Walt. All right. It's exciting tonight. I'm telling you, your life is going to be radically changed tonight as Ben Tankard is going to really, just share with us some powerful principles of how we can manifest and realize our dream. All right. Lolita from Baltimore, Tanya Rice, Crystal Morris from Owens Mills. Come on in and tell us where you're from, and please like and share your page. Listen, you never know who might be watching tonight. Maybe a relative, a coworker, someone that just needs this message of hope. The message of Dream Again is a message of hope. It's a message of hope, giving you hope in the midst of all this craziness that's going on. You can still dream again. Come on in. We got a few more minutes before we bring our guests in. I want you to like and share your page and tell us where you are coming from. Let us know exactly where you are coming in from. All right. All right. Listen, I want to share with you, if you haven't already registered, our free Dream Again webinar, which will take place September the 28th. September the 28th. This is a webinar that is designed to teach you how to manifest the dream that's in your heart. I believe everybody has a dream, but what we don't have many times is a dream guide, a dream path. And this webinar, which is absolutely free, is going to teach you how to reframe your disappointments. You're going to learn how the essential steps of birthing your dream. You're going to learn how to properly set dream goals. And here's the good one. You're going to learn how to choose the right people on your team. That's right, because it's teamwork that makes the dream work. And sometimes we just have the wrong people on our team. Let's see who else we have with us. We have Sean Mason from Detroit. Come on in. All right, all right. Representing D-Town. All right. All right. In just a few minutes, 1 minute, and yeah, that's it. About one more minute, and we're going to have our guests come on in. But make sure you like and share our page tonight. We want everyone to hear this message. Good to see you, Pete. Good to see you, Angelo. Come on in. All right. All right. It is going to be powerful tonight. All right. I think it's about time to bring our guest in tonight. And listen, he is known as the godfather of gospel jazz. Yes, he is an airplane pilot and mentor. a former NBA player, a television star. You saw it. Yes, you saw it thicker than water. You saw it. A pastor of a thriving church in Tennessee, a dedicated father, and a loving patriarch to a large family. Oh, yes. And he says he's married to Jewel Tankard. He's been taken, noted as a producer who discovered literally Yolanda Adams. Tankard has almost 30 years of award-winning, platinum-selling, chart-topping albums and record hits. He has 16, I'm going to say it again, 16 Stellar Awards and is a Stellar Award Honors Hall of Fame inductee. My God, we are so excited tonight to have with us none other than my good friend, my brother, Dr. Ben Tankard. God bless you, sir.
Good sir, man. Thank you so much for having me tonight, man. So good to see you.
Man,
You're looking good, man.
hey man, I work hard at it, man. You got to work hard the older you get. Nothing happens by osmosis.
Well, man, I'm delighted to be on with all your good people, man. I'm just reading some of the people: Keisha, Will, Danielle, Cassandra, EJ, Walt, all the guys. Don't have time to mention everybody because you're going to have thousands of people on. But just want to say
Yeah,
good day to everyone. Hope everyone is having a great time. I know we're in the middle of a pandemic, but I speak a little differently over here. We dreaming tonight, and I just declare pandemic favor on you. Pandemic surprises.
come on, sir.
Don't want to preach too early, but I've been telling everybody that David was not, Goliath was not created to take David out. Goliath was created to make David famous.
Woo! Come on, sir. You preaching already.
So had it not been for Goliath, you might not have never heard David's top 10 hits. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Blessed is he that abide in the shadow of the Almighty. You might not have ever heard all those big hits had it not been for Goliath. So Goliath made him famous.
And could it be that God is using this pandemic to really bring out some powerful warriors and champions in us?
Absolutely. I think when stress and strain comes and we get squeezed from the outside, it forces you to use a corner of your brain that you don't normally use. And that's
Okay.
where and that's where the millions live.
We're gonna talk about the millions because I love. Listen, well, here's what I want to talk about. This program is called Dream Again because you and I know that to manifest a dream, you're gonna have challenges. It's a journey. It's not a destination. And I want to talk about your journey because a lot of people are not really. They don't know really where you came from. But let's talk about it, Ben. You weren't always a millionaire, okay? And I want to talk about where you started dreaming. Where did you start dreaming, and when did you start dreaming?
Well, I was born in Florida and came up in Daytona Beach. And my family, we moved around quite a bit. So I've got 5 hometowns in Florida. We were so poor because my parents were migrant farmers. So they literally just followed the crops. So we stayed here for a while and go somewhere else. I picked strawberries, watermelons, picked peas, oranges. One of my messiest jobs as a kid, because we were very, very poor, was I used to shovel chicken poop
Mm,
on a chicken farm. So
wow,
I was part of the doo-doo crew. I
wow,
wasn't part of the uppity crew that collect the eggs of this, in these corporate chicken houses with thousands of chickens. They have people come in to collect the eggs every morning
yeah,
that had been laid. But somebody had to move the poop out of the way so they wouldn't have to walk through all that poop. So that was one of my jobs. And so I started dreaming back then. I'm like, man, I can't spend the rest of my life shoveling chicken manure. I can't do that. So I started to have an imagination outside of my environment.
oh,
Uh,
wow,
I started thinking outside because inside no water was running. We had welfare peanut butter, powdered eggs, powdered milk, hamburger helper with no hamburger. Come on now, we didn't have anything. Collecting aluminum cans, you name it. And so, I started dreaming at a very, very, very young age when I was poor, and I wasn't inspired to dream based on being around other people that were dreaming and being around other people that were successful. I was inspired to dream because my existence was so bad. I was like, what could be worse than this? So something could be
wow.
better. So I started dreaming because of that reason.
then you have an amazing gift that literally has taken you around the world, and your story is never old. But this gift of playing and hearing the music that you hear, talk about how that started.
Well, I was a musician uh, from a child, played drums. My mom had pots and pans that I would make my own little homemade drum set at 3 years old. So I'm beating on pots and pans at 3. That's where my music gift really started. But I'm 6'6". In fact, I was 6'6" before I was even in the sixth grade. And
Mm,
so people began to say, "Man, you need to play basketball." And I did play basketball,
mm,
but I only did it because everybody was telling me I should play it. I really wanted to be a musician. So long story short, I was a tuba player in the band, very good tuba player, the number two tuba player in the nation my senior year of high school. So I have an opportunity to take scholarships. I got 30 scholarship offers for band to play tuba, and I
wow,
got 30 scholarship offers to play basketball. And
wow.
so I asked my parents, I wanted to take the music scholarship and go to University of Florida and play tuba for the symphony orchestra. But my parents said, listen, you black, you tall, we poor, play ball. and so and so I followed my parents' dream. I took a scholarship for basketball, went to Alabama, and I dropped out after 1 year to go pro. I went and played pro and made money in Canada. And then I had an opportunity to join the Portland Trail Blazers. Now here's the big money. Here's where I was really going to have the opportunity to come off the bench behind Clyde Drexler as the reserve shooting guard. Because man, I could shoot. I still could shoot. I need to have you come hang out with me
That,
and go to the gym. I still could shoot.
that don't leave you now.
And so I went to camp to Portland Trailblazers, and Brother Ken, I got injured, man. I got injured in camp. I joined the team, had the contract, but never saw a game. I was injured in camp, so they fired me. They released me from the team. They wasn't gonna wait for me to
So you were
receive
you
my.
you were actually in an NBA tryout.
Yeah, I was on the team.
Good God
But
Almighty.
and I got injured injured in rookie camp. You had to get through camp healthy, especially if you're a walk on or a late draft. And so I was injured, and they wasn't gonna wait for me to get healed, no matter how much I said in the name of Jesus. So they kicked me off the team, and that's where my story starts. I'm so glad they did it because here I am with a lost dream. I thought I was gonna be this basketball player. The lights are off, the gas is off, I don't have anything. I said, you know something, I was raised in church. Let me go back to church. I go to this church service that has a revival service, and maybe they have some chicken. I know the Church of God in Christ folks, they're going to have some chicken. And so Ken, I went to church not because I loved God or I remembered my upbringing. I went to church because I knew this church would have some chicken, and I was hungry, and I didn't have anything to lose. I had lost everything. No contract, no education, no money. And so I went to church. In this church service, God saved me, and the same night, the minister laid hands on me and told me to sit down to the piano. And man, I sat down to the piano and I began to play the first time I ever played like a professional jazz musician. The music
Good God Almighty.
just came out. Yeah, the music just came out. And so that's my story, all the gold records and stuff on the wall, that comes from somebody that has never had a lesson. And so the gift came, but I still had to work the gift. I still
That
had
that
I
that's
had
it.
I had the dream, the gift came, but because there was a people don't know this, Ken, but from the time I was anointed to play to the time I got in music to work a music job, it was a 5 year period. So in that 5 year period of waiting in the wilderness, I was a dog catcher. Yes, a 6'6" dog catcher with a Jerry curl. Yes, Thicker Than Water, reality TV dad, world-renowned gospel jazz musician, Pastor Ben Tankard. Yes, that Tankard did used to be a dog catcher, and that it was the in between because may have some people. We have Adele on, we have Danielle, you got Sean on, we got Renee. Who knows? They might be in the in between stage.
That's it.
Oftentimes we get into a stage where we're like in the meantime where we got a job, but we're like, is this it? Is this forever? Is this my come up? And so I had to take that job as a dog catcher. I wasn't even very good at it because I was supposed to catch 12 dogs and bring 12 dogs back to the dog pound at the end of my shift, Ken. Man, that's where I started believing God. Because, man, I'm supposed to bring 12 dogs back to the dog pound at 5. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I only have 5 dogs in the truck. I'm 7 dogs short. I got to believe God because somebody about to get their dog stolen.
Oh my goodness!
Somebody about to get the dog stolen.
Again, I feel like we're back at your house laughing and talking. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny back then.
No.
It wasn't funny back then. Let's talk there because you recognize your gift. I always tell people that your gift is your transport to God's blessings. It is your transport. Because the Bible says your gift makes room for you. See, it didn't say your resume make room for you. It says your gifts make room for you and brings you before great men. But the key is you got to work your gift. And this is what I want to talk about because I've hung around you and your wife many days. And I have to say this, Ben, you are probably one of the hardest working brothers I ever met. Pastors are lazy. Some pastors are lazy. But you ain't no lazy pastor. But then talk about that work ethic, how important that is. Because everybody's pretty much discovered their gift. But now it's like, what do you do next?
Yeah, and and the Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes, and you're familiar with this in 5:3, for a dream cometh through the multitude of business. So I like that word multitude. You can't be a one-trick pony. You can't be a one-trick horse. Especially musicians. If you can play in more than one key, you should be able to do more than one business.
Say that again. Say that again, sir. Whoa.
If you can play or sing in more than one key, you should be able to do more than one business. Even Jesus had 12 disciples because he knew one disciple was going to go south. So he was still able to get the Bible written and do everything he was called to do with the other 11. He was able to skip by on the 11 remaining disciples. So who told you to have one job for 30 years and retire with a Timex watch that might not even work when you go on cruise and it get wet? And so I think we can expand our thinking just by understanding the word, and there is a law of progression. God in the Genesis, on the first day he did this, and on the second day he did that, and he could have said, let there be everything.
Yeah.
But he did it in 7 days because he wanted to show us that there is something called the law of progression that we need to obey. And so we can embrace, right now I'm in a mansion. I'm in my mansion that's in Tennessee. That's 13,000 square feet, 3-floor mansion. You stayed here with me. I've got 3 vacation homes. I got a home in Florida. I got a home in Detroit, my wife's hometown. And I got a vacation home in Atlanta. Who would have thought somebody that was a surefire loser that was shoveling chicken manure would end up with a world-renowned gift that would put me in a mansion and 3 vacation homes, 9 cars, and 2 airplanes. I am happy than a witch in a broom factory with a 90% off coupon. And I'm not shy about testifying about what God has given me because it's not me. He gave it to me, but I did have to work for it. So working means that you got to return phone calls, you've got to get up, you got to try different things. And your gift, get this, your gift is what comes natural and what you lose time when you're doing. You lose track of time when you're doing it. But you might not necessarily love it all the time. So don't get it twisted. Don't think that you're supposed to be doing something just because you love it. Sometimes you're wired and anointed to do something, and it can bring you millions, but you don't necessarily like it. Well, you can go to the beach with the money that you earn from it. You just want to sit up and chill. You can go to your vacation house. You don't have to love the work. So stop trying to run from stuff that you don't like because you may be gifted to do it, and just go ahead and get it done.
You can't talk like that in front of a preacher. I'm listening to what you're saying. It's just like it was Jacob. Jacob really wanted to marry Rachel.
Right.
But Laban gave him his Rachel's younger sister Leah, and the Bible says that Leah was weak-eyed, or she was ugly. All right.
Right. Right.
But here's the thing: he had to work hard to get to Rachel, but Leah kept producing all the babies.
Come on now.
Leah was the one. So what I hear you saying is sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do to create what you love.
Exactly.
And that's where we get it confused. We do get that. We think that and again, your gift is that thing, like you said earlier, you can stay up all night and get up early. But sometimes you don't feel like staying up all night.
Exactly. And I've watched you, Ken. All of us. We'll try anything once except suicide. We've been through all kinds of businesses and network marketing, and and many of these things have a shelf life. So you have to get in, make the money, even if you don't like it, and then get out. Right now, even though I'm a musician, a pastor, a reality TV dad, we're on hiatus now. People are wearing masks. We're not shooting no episodes with masks. That's ugly. So we got to wait till next year to get behind the cameras for our show to come back for the 4th season. So the time that I have, I'm working on a new record. I'm doing Forex trading. Got up this morning and got on the charts and earned $2,000 this morning in 30 minutes before church, just because I learned how to trade Forex. So I don't like it, but it was another skill. And so I used to complain about my schedule of concerts and running the church and being an NBA motivational speaker and producing stuff. And people would ask me, man, how you doing? And I'd go into complaint mode. Man, I'm so tired. I'm the tiredest man in the world. But really, the Lord had to challenge me and say, listen, are you complaining about what you prayed for yesterday? You're complaining about the schedule I gave? Artists would give their right foot to have 25 dates a month. Artists would give their right arm to have to turn down tours that you can't even get to. You're in a more than enough existence and you're complaining about it. And so you have to really challenge yourself. It's more to life than working 40 hours and hurry up and get home and take the chicken out. No, it's businesses in you. There's real estate deals in you. There's computer trading in you. That's okay. You work that dream. David had God on his side, but he still picked up 5 rocks.
Woo! Come on. Wow. Did you say that again, sir? Come on.
David had God on his side. He knew he was going to defeat Goliath, but he still picked up 5 smooth stones. Why? Because it's possible to miss it even when you with God.
Wow. That's one of the...
It's possible to miss it even... Go ahead, man.
I was just thinking that, that because I see you and Jewel, and then again, knowing you all for quite some time, and you've always been multi-business oriented. And myself, never, most millionaires have at least 9 streams of income. And we get at least 3.
Right. And then
David had 5 stones.
and Pastor Ken, this is not something that I'm not trying to paint some pie in the sky, this overnight success. Somebody said, from one of my buddies, I went to play ball, and one of my buddies said, "Dog, Tank, man, you got everything, man. You got planes, you got a fine wife, you got beautiful children, you got mansion, man, dog, man, you was an overnight success, Tank. You was an overnight success." And I said, "You're exactly right, but that was a 30-year night."
Woo, come on. Wow.
And so it may take you, I can hear some of the people saying now, because we might have some millennials on here, some people that are in their 30s and 40s, and they say, wow, it took you 30 years to get where you are right now. And they're like, wow, I'm 28 years old on here with Pastor Ken tonight. Man, if it take me 30, you mean to tell me if I start dreaming tonight, wow, it could take me 30 years to get where you guys are? Well, let me ask you this. In 30 years, you'll be 58. You're 20 now, you'll be 58. If you start dreaming, you'll be 58 by the time you get where Tank is or Pastor Ken. Well, let me ask you this. how old will you be if you don't dream?
Wow. Wow.
So you're still headed toward the future. So you might as well begin to dream now and get the process started, because there is a wait period, but get the process started now by activating your dream. And they got the right mentor. I was telling my church this morning, Pastor Ken, that I was going to do a concert one time and I was late because we had weather and I couldn't fly my airplane in the bad weather. I don't believe in that. And so I had to sit it out. And when I finally took off, when I got to the city, I concert. When I got to my city, I had to hurry up and get to the hotel and try to get upstairs to get into the room and shower and come back. But my point is, on the elevator, I'm in a rush. So I get on the elevator and I hit the button and the doors just open up again. And I'm like, man, I got to go to the 19th floor. I hit the button again and the door opened. I said, man, what's wrong with this stupid elevator? They're going to make me late for my concert. I kept hitting the button. I said, man, what's wrong with this stupid elevator? The door kept opening. And then I realized that the elevator really wasn't that stupid, because I was mashing the button for the floor that I was on. So I'm on the first floor and I keep on hitting the number one, the door opens. So that's like you're dreaming. If you only dream for where you are, you only have where you are. You got to hit the button. You got to start saying what you want to do. You got to dream for where you're going. You got to hit the button for the floor that you want to be on. And then once you hit the button, once you get the dream started, once you confess, then the elevator begins to rise and take you up to where you need to go. And I still can't figure out how elevators work, but I push the button and I still benefit from it.
Ben, that is so powerful. You know, I believe, and Dr. Trim says this, that real dreamers, she says, see something bigger and better for their life all the time. And I believe that the people that are watching us tonight, they're on listening tonight because they can see something bigger and better for their lives. And that's why I wanted you to be my guest, my second guest, because listen, if you want to be a dreamer, hang around Ben Tankard. Ben Tankard is a dreamer. And one of the things you said that was so powerful is your company. Your company. Who you connect with. And those who are watching us tonight, this is why I encourage you every single Sunday night, check out Dream Again with Dr. Ken, because we're going to bring the guests on. They're going to explode your thinking to the roof. In fact, that's what we're going to deal with in our next segment, Ben. We're going to talk about that big thinking and what it is that enables you to become a big thinker, because it's just like every time I see you, you're striving for something bigger and better. And so I want to talk about that. But before we do, let's take a moment to tell you about some of the things that are happening. And Ben Tankard will be right back with us, you all. Well, listen, I hope you're enjoying Dr. Tankard tonight. I know he's been a blessing to you. I want to take time again to share with you about our Dream Again with Dr. Ken webinar. It's going to be life-changing. Listen, we introduced this to you on last week, and we said all we have is 100 spaces. Do you know 83 spaces are already filled? We just have 17 spaces left. If you have not registered, what are you waiting for? Listen, we're in a season where you can't just believe through it. You got to dream through it. And listen, I know I can help you in this season. And I can tell you, I'm not going to do this free too many more times. But I believe that, listen, freely you give, freely you receive, and it's more blessed to give than to receive. And I want to pour into your life. I know what it is to hit rock bottom and have to reset your life, restructure your life, recalibrate your life, and dream again. But look at where I am now. Why? Because I chose to dream again. So I want to teach you how to reframe your disappointments. I want to teach you how to learn the essential steps on birthing your dream, which is very parallel to a woman's birthing a child. I want to show you these steps. I want to teach you how to properly set dream goals, because your goals are your stepping stones to your dream. And then probably most important, I want to teach you how to meet the right people, how to choose the right people around you. Listen, I need you to register right now, because we only have 17 more spots left and we are closed. So tonight, make sure you register. Oh God, I thought it was 17. 14. I'm seeing now there's only 13 more seats left. So register now at drkenrobinson.com. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. You're never going to get this opportunity again to sit for 1 hour and be taught the tools that you need to manifest that dream that's been lying within you for so long. So listen, make sure you register. Thank you so much for giving us even the time tonight. We're going to go back in our conversation with Ben Tankard. I hope you're enjoying this. You register at drkenrobinson.com. And remember, we only have 13 more seats. That's all. That's all. It's filled already. So I want to make sure that you'll be blessed and take advantage of this. Let's go back to our special guest tonight. We have with us Stellar. Listen, not just only 16 Stellar Awards as he won, but he was literally inducted into the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame. So I want you to hear his journey tonight. I want you to hear the principles that he's sharing tonight, because I believe there are many of you that are watching tonight. This is the time your dream is going to be manifested. But you got to connect with Dr. Ken, connect with my network, connect with people like Ben Tankard. And let's just go back into that now, that conversation with Dr. Tankard. Dr. Tankard, thank you so much, man, for being with us tonight. How you doing there?
Man, I am super excited, man, and I'm so proud of you, Ken. We've been friends for well over 25 years now, almost.
25 years.
And we've never fell out by nothing, because we both have dreams, and we both are made a point to be each other's cheerleader. You have to stay away from dream assassins.
Oh my God. Talk about that.
Got to stay away from dream assassins, because there are dream assassins that are equipped with the right bullets to take you out. You know, you can't share your vision with everybody. In fact, when you get ready to go to the next level, I suggest that you interview people who are ahead of you.
Wow.
Who are already there, because they're not intimidated about what you're planning to do.
Ooh, that's good, man. That's
if
good.
you turn around and confer with those behind you, there might be a little haterade in their Kool-Aid. And so if you are the richest one in the room, if you're the smartest one in the room, then you need to find another room.
Come on, sir. Come on, sir. Come on. Come on.
And you do that through books, through videos, through mentorship. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain. We don't think in words. We think in pictures and images. And so if you have a dream, the first thing you want to do is you want to color it.
That's good, man.
You want
That's
to
good.
color it. This is my vision board. This is my vision board. And so the vision board, and we'll send you a Word doc, Ken.
Yeah.
That people can plug in their own pictures, their own homes, their own airplanes, and this is just a small version, but I've got a 6-foot version, and it's in every room. I add a picture to it, because when I think of something, I don't think in. You can write your vision out on a piece of paper, but when you think about something, you don't think in terms of sentences and words. You reflect in pictures. You reflect in videos, in movies. Even when you remember instances of the past, good and bad. You don't remember a paragraph describing that event in your life. You remember the event itself. So when you reflect on it, either it brings you joy or it brings you depression. It affects you because you can hear a song, and that song will remind you of who you was with and how bad they treated you. Yeah. You're not thinking of the sentence or the thesis of it. You're thinking, you're seeing a movie of that person hitting you. You're seeing a video of that person talking down to you and disrespecting your dreams. Or the other way around, if you have a good memory, you don't see it in terms of it written down. You see the moving picture of it. So if you're going to have a dream, it is not a dream unless you put a picture to it. It's not a dream until you color it. because a short pencil is far more powerful than a long memory.
Ooh, come on, man. Wow, wow. Everything been everywhere you're going, you gotta have a picture for it. I know everything I'm believing God for in my life now. I got pictures all over for it because Dr. Trim talked a little bit about that last week. Then the importance of the mind and the imagination. What happened to Christians and believers? When did they start committing intellectual suicide with the mind? When did we stop? Where do we? What? When, the only thing we use our imagination for, seem like in fantasy for, is for pornography. When, for Christian, I mean, how did the devil trick us in not using this imagination? Talk about that imagination. Talk about that visualization. That's a
Right.
powerful principle, man.
Yeah, man, you're onto it, Pastor. Remember when you were kids, and your mom bought a new television and took it out of the box and gave you the box. That wasn't a box. By the time it got to you, it became a fort, a car,
Yeah.
a home, because with your imagination, it became something else. So you inside the box talking about pew 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 pew. How you even spell pew? Why? Because in your mind, that was a fort. That was I'm having a battle. So it was only when we grew up and started listening to our parents complain about what they saw in the news that we began to stop dreaming. I remember when I put a little sheet on and I bruised my ankle because I was trying to jump off the side of the house because I was going to be Superman.
I did it too. I did. I tried it too. So I read that little disclaimer on the side of
And I had a little Spider-Man. I messed around, and my mom was fussing at me one day, and I messed around and did this to my mama, like, psh, 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 like I was gonna get the spider web on. Boy, she put me into next Wednesday. But our imagination had no limitations to it, and so you have to see it and you have to experience it. That's why the Bible talks about meditating day and night. Pastor Ken, it's too many distractions that keep us from meditating. Meditation is still in style.
yeah. Yes,
But we sit still, but when we sit still, we do this right here.
Wow.
This is the number one enemy to your imagination.
Wow.
Because as long as you're looking in here, you don't have to imagine. You're looking at somebody else's page. You're looking at somebody else's dream.
Woo!
So you don't want to begin your day with this. Sometimes people get up, the first thing they do is pick this up. Before they even say, thank you, Jesus, thank you for waking me up. They pick this up. This is the number one distraction. And so you've got to visualize it, and you got to see it, and you got to play it over in your mind, and you got to see yourself doing it. Right behind me, the reason I got this in the frame, right behind me back there, is my flight simulator. I'm a pilot, and you can see the captain's seat back there. Yeah, I'm a pilot, and so the airport is right behind my house, and I got two airplanes in the hangar over there, and I try to fly at least once or twice a week, even if I'm not going anywhere, just to stay sharp. But right here is a flight simulator, and it's very expensive and it's very detailed. And really, I can do everything in the flight simulator that I can do in the airplane, except go somewhere. It has every airport I can fly into. In fact, when I get ready to go do a concert, I will fly to the city on my simulator first and land the airplane, because it's Google Earth. So I can land my airplane. I got the same models in here that I own. I can actually fly the flight, land, a taxi on the taxiway, get to the airport, and see everything that I'm going to see in real life when I actually go. And so when I actually take the flight and land, I'm already familiar with the surroundings because I've been flying that route in the simulator all week. That's what you need in your life. You got to simulate this thing first. And when you simulate it and then it actually happens to you, you be like, oh, I'm not surprised because I've been here before.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are receiving this tonight. I want to challenge all of you that are listening because I don't want this just to be a good, oh, that was a good conversation Dr. Ken and Dr. Ben had. No, I want you to put something to action today. I want you to develop your dream board. And if you don't already have a dream board, create one within the next couple of days. In fact, start it either tonight or tomorrow. Say to yourself, I'm going to create a dream board because these are the principles that have changed our life and will change yours also. Dr. Ben, I've always been impressed with your ability to think big. I remember when you and Jewel were believing God for that mansion. I was, but see, I was watching your mansion. I should have been believing God for my own. My mind's is coming. But I was running around there with y'all, believing the Lord on that property. But you've always surrounded yourself with pictures and things that are big. And I believe that's the key to large, big thinking. The key is exposure. You know, if you don't
Yeah.
go nowhere but your backyard, don't put nothing before your eyes. That's what he told Abraham. He said, Abraham, look to the sky. Look how many stars there are.
Right. He was giving Abraham a vision, and he said, "Look how many stars there are." He wanted to give him a vision or imagination. He also said, look at the dirt, look at the sand. However many grains of sand, that's how many descendants you're going to have." So that was a vision that he was putting in his heart.
But Ben,
And
here's what I'm hearing in my spirit as I was just saying that. Could it be that God could not have manifested the promise without him getting that visual aid? Could it be that God needed Abraham's imagination to produce the promise? Why couldn't God just speak the promise and Abraham just experience the promise? I just believe it. God had to give him a visual aid because that's how God engineered us. He engineered us that we have to see it first in our mind's eye before we can manifest it. I believe it was it Kobe that said that we always see things twice or we build things twice, once in our mind and then with our hands. So I hope you're getting this tonight. Listen, you have a project. I don't want to get off tonight without talking about your projects. You've done some powerful things. But talk about this recent project, Arise. This new project, Arise. Talk about
well,
that.
the record is called Rise, and it came out last year. It's already hit #1 on Billboard. It's my best selling record to date. I've had 20 recordings that I've done in the last 30 years. They've all been record setters, but this one has sold the most. And so you can get it by going to your favorite digital outlet and or just Google my name. Everything comes up when you Google my name, or go to Wikipedia, or just go to Amazon or iTunes. I have a book out there, a couple books, Faith It Till You Make It, and also the newest book is called The Full Tank Life. So just go to Amazon, pick it up. It's like 10, 15 bucks for the hardback. And one of the principles, a couple of the principles in the Full Tank Life talks about having a full tank mentality. We've all been driving in our cars, and the low fuel light came on. Well, you know, when the low fuel light comes on, that changes your ride.
Ooh,
You
come
know,
on, sir.
that changes your ride. I don't care who you are, that changes your ride. Some people, when that low fuel light come on, they tighten up, you know, and they speed up because
Yeah.
they want to outrun the gas. You can't outrun gas, boo. And then the person B character person, they slow down, they chill out, and they get real slow. They slow down because they want to stretch the gas and make it last. You can't stretch gas either. I'm part of Group C. Group C will pull over and get a full tank.
Oh, come on, sir.
And
Come
so
on.
if you have a full tank mentality, and everybody that's on tonight, Danielle, Addie, Sean, Will, some of the names I've been called out, Carmen, Cassandra, all you guys, you got far more potential than you have been using. And potential is good. You know, if you're in a car that's driving, that can only do 70 miles an hour, going downhill with the wind at its back and it's shaking, you know, it can only do 70. That's 70 miles an hour. Let's just say you got another car that it's a $300,000 Rolls Royce or whatever, and that car actually has 250 miles an hour on the dash. Well, you're not going to ever go 250 miles an hour, but I promise you, the ride at 70 miles an hour in the roads is a totally different ride than the ride in a car that can only do 70 miles an hour, wide open at full power. So what I'm saying is you want to think big. Even if you don't use the money, you want to have more than you need. Even if you don't use the forgiveness, you want to have more forgiveness and humility than you ever need. Even if you don't use the healing, you never get sick, you want to be more healthy than you ever need to be. So the full tank life talks about thinking beyond just where you are and having far potential and more headroom left so that the ride at 70 is a smoother ride, even though it's the same speed.
Good God Almighty, that's powerful. Man, this has been so outstanding. I want just to share a few things with our audience before we get off. Ben, I believe there are people that are watching tonight that are going to be ushered into a life of abundance. And you just hit it right on the head. That's been my word all year long: abundance. I refuse to live in the land of just enough. When God has told me that, watch, that He is El Shaddai, the abundant one. And I serve the abundant one. And Jesus said, I came that you may have life, that you might have it abundantly, more abundantly. Everywhere we look, we see God as a God of abundance. And I want to speak that over those of you that are watching today. Ben and I are going to join our faith with you, that you're going to get out of the land of just enough and not enough, but you will shift in 2020 and in 2021 into a land of more than enough. I want to also share with you that, as you know, the Lord gave us a prophecy at the beginning of this year, at the end of last year for 2020. I had no idea we were going to be dealing with this pandemic, but it talked about that we're in an hour of reestablishment. I talked about how God is reestablishing us in His purpose, but in that reestablishment, there's going to be a wealth transfer. That prophecy, I want to get out to you. It is absolutely free. We don't charge. This is a word of the Lord for, I believe, for anybody who can receive it. God gave it to me before the pandemic, and people have gotten that prophecy and they're warring with it. And I even just got a testimony today of someone who just moved to this huge, who has a business, is getting ready to move into this huge salon facility, who have been believing God. So she said, I took that prophecy and I warred with it. I want to get that to you. If you want a copy of that prophecy, if you don't already have one, all you have to do is simply just write us, request it at faithfulfinances@gmail.com. I want to get that to you tonight. Absolutely free. All you have to do is take the time and request it. And I'm telling you, you're going to be so inspired and lifted, and you're going to be able to believe God through it. And that's what this whole dream again is about. It's about dreaming through it. And then one of the things that I do every program is challenge people to sow seed. And I do that because you and I know that we are where we are today because we didn't just hear, but we had to make an investment. How is seed planting? What role has that played in your life? Because sometimes people think, well, now is where they're trying to get the money. No, I can pay for this program on my own. That's what I'm doing. But I want to give people an opportunity to sow into this anointing. Talk about that seed time and harvest.
Well, the Bible says that while there is seasons, winter, summer, fall, all that their seed time and harvest will be with us. So seed goes with harvest like the wet goes with the water. Most people don't have a problem with harvest. Most people don't have a problem with a raise. It's just having to do more work that they have a problem with. They don't have a problem with the program. Everybody wants to, get paid more for less work. So people don't have a problem with harvesting. Where the rubber meets the road is the seed planting. But seed goes with harvest just like the wet goes with the water. You can't go into a restaurant and say, let me get a bottle of water, but hold the wet. The wet comes with it. Everyone that's on tonight, if I said, okay, for the rest of the night, we're only going to inhale. We don't believe in exhaling no more. We're only going to inhale. And you took a breath and held it. Well, you'd be dead in 3 minutes. The exhaling goes with the inhaling. You just can't inhale, you just can't take in, you just can't receive.
That's
but
right.
you got to give as well. And so, let's keep this simple, especially when it comes around sowing into ministers and ministries, because people have been spoon fed this whole thing about all preachers want is your money so long it's caught up in their subconscious. I get
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
but you never went to a restaurant and ate and then came back the next week to McDonald's and said, I want to see the manager. And when they brought the manager out, you told the managers, I was here last week and I got a Burger King, a Big Mac and fries and a Sprite and some McDonald's land cookies. And I really wanted to come back and talk to you because I want to know what y'all doing with the money. You've never done that. You sat
Yeah.
down, you ate the meal, you got served, and you were replenished, refreshed by the refreshment and the food, and you went on about your business and you paid the bill and went on about yourself. But for some reason in ministry and church, people feel like they can come and sit and receive stuff, but when it comes to that giving, that subconscious comes up. So here's how you get rid of that. You just say, something, I am so wealthy. I can afford to give every day and not even think about it. That's what you have to say. You might have to say it 1,000 times. That kills that spirit of stingy.
Yes. Yes.
That spirit of stingy. Otherwise, you start thinking about bills. You ain't thought about bills all night, but come time for offering time. Well, that's that subconscious. I get it. I've been there. But take it from me. When you sow into somebody that has what you want, that does what you do, and is experiencing what you want to experience, when you sow into that, then what's growing in them begins to grow in you.
My God. And I always believe that principle. You sow where you want to go. You
Right.
sow where you want to go. There are many people that are watching us that really desire to be at the next level, and that level is going to be obtained because I'm declaring and decreeing. If you're watching tonight, that 1 year from today, your life will not be where it is right now. We decree that. We're not listen. We're not motivational speakers only. We are men of God, and Ben has raised up a very powerful church in Tennessee. But more importantly, he has raised up millionaires, and so I want you to understand the oil, the anointing that is with us tonight as we speak. And again, you said something that really blessed me, and I just keep going back to this. You talked about how 30 years. Ben, next year I'll be 30 years in ministry.
Amen. Mm-hmm.
30 years in ministry. And so, and sometimes people look at what you're doing, what you have, what you're driving, how you're living, how you're giving, and they don't understand it wasn't an overnight journey.
Right.
And
Right.
there were times we got knocked down.
Right.
I mean, 5 years ago, we had a place in ministry, man, when I had to sacrifice my check to make sure other people got paid. That was just
Right.
5 years ago.
Right. Right.
But we kept dreaming.
Right, right, right. And and when you sow, you're really giving God what's His. You're watering your own vision. I was in a service and a pastor got up and said, "I need 10 people, really, really quick, as fast as you can, to come up here and give me $1,000. Quick, quick." And there were 10 guys that hurried up and ran up there and gave him the 10,000. I mean, it came in like 30 seconds. I've never seen it so fast in my whole life. And everybody was like, wow. They was either wondering two things, that this guy has the gift of raising an offering, or these guys that gave that 1,000 like it was nothing must be really rich guys. Well, then the punchline comes. The pastor came back up and said, listen, the reason these guys came up and gave me the money so fast is because I met with them in the back and I gave each one of them $1,000. And I said, listen, when I come out and I raise this offering, I want you to come up and give me this 1,000 and I'll buy you dinner tonight if you do that for me. And the reason they were able to respond quickly and give them, the pastor, the $1,000 is because in their mind, it wasn't theirs from the get-go. So it was given to them to give back to him, so they were able to respond. So if you look at that 10% of your gross plus offerings as not yours, then it's easy at offering time to break off that whatever God puts in your heart.
Yeah.
Because you know it's God giving it to you. And guess what? what's remaining, God puts that same spirit on that he put on the fishes and the loaves that fed 5,000. Can you imagine how much anointing it takes to take a happy meal from a young lad and feed 5,000 people? Well, God does that same thing to what you have left after you sow your seed. But if you're stingy and you don't sow it, I certainly hope it's enough to meet your need, because that's all you'll see. But if you break it off and give it back to him, the one that gave it to you, then he'll bless it. That's why I'm able to live in a mansion and have 3 vacation homes in 3 states. I got 4 homes in 4 states, 9 cars and 2 airplanes, money in the bank, and I'm a mediocre musician. I'm not even the best musician out there, but I haven't sung a note. But I'm richer than the people that will sing the church paint off the walls, because I just take my gift and give it back to God and give him what's his and let him grow it. And he's not done. He wants to do it for everybody that's on tonight. He wants to do it for Tanya Rice. He wants to do it for Keisha Mills, Angela. He wants to do it. He wants to do it for Will, Tanya, Tremaine. He wants to do it for everybody that's on tonight. And so just go ahead and sow your seed and be free with it and expect God to do great things, because the gift that's in you needs to be nurtured and fertilized on tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, Stella Hall of Famer, Ben Tankard. Ben, you've been amazing tonight. Make sure you get this CD, Arise. It's going to bless you. He has some of the most anointed music you ever want to listen to. It just soothes your spirit, and it's just spirit. Or get the book, Full Tank. Get the book, The Full Tank. I got a copy right behind me. Fuel your dreams, ignite your destiny. Ben, thank you so much. You've been amazing tonight. I want to remind you all to make sure you register for the free webinar. People have registered. I think we had 13 more spaces. 87 people registered this week, and just 13 more spots. Don't procrastinate. This seminar is going to change lives. I can't wait. I keep saying seminar, but it's actually going to be a webinar. But we're going to show you how to manifest your dreams, especially those of you that have been struggling with hurts and bitterness. We're going to talk about how to deal with bitterness and overcome bitterness. Listen, I've been there. Matter of fact, it's just 5 spots left. Just 5 spots left for this webinar, Dream Again with Dr. Ken. It's going to be life-changing. I have some special people that are going to be a part of this webinar that I have not even disclosed yet. They're going to make an appearance. So you want to make sure you be a part of that. Listen, thank you so much for joining Dream Again with Dr. Ken tonight. Next week, our guest is Prophet Marcus Gill from Myrtle Beach, powerful man of God and motivational speaker. Of course, the week following him will be Simon Bailey. We have Ty Trippett, Jamal Bryant. I mean, the list goes on. Nicola Jackson. Listen, the list goes on of the guests we're going to have. Just make sure you connect with us every Sunday night. Ben, thank you so much for your time. We got to get off. But bless you. And listen, to my audience who is watching tonight, may you always be reminded that it is your time and your turn to dream again. God bless you.